This is the New York Sports Machine on WICR.
What's up, everyone? We're back. Antonio Coppola, Tom Meehan. What's going on, Tom?
Nothing much, man. Last week of classes,
It's
pretty
very
big.
strange.
Yeah.
Finals next week.
It's so quick.
Yeah, man, it really did. And as the
For you-
semesters come to an end.
For you especially, you just
Yeah,
telling
I know,
me.
man. I'm out of here, but hey, I'll be back. I'm not
yeah.
going to disappear.
Better be coming back.
I won't become a stranger, but
Definitely not.
I was going to say, as the semester's winding down, so is the NFL season. The playoff picture starting to, unfold, take place. Teams are starting to get eliminated, and what a better time, what not a better time, I should say, than to have a Jets-Giants matchup. These teams only play every 4 years.
Yep.
Obviously, there's some sort of a rivalry between them.
More than some sort. And now this is kind of where we come to a divide because Jets fan, I'm a Giants fan.
Right. So the Jets, Tom, had a astounding, amazing, surprising, throw in every adjective you want, come from behind victory on Sunday. They were down 10 points in the fourth quarter, come back to beat the Giants. And going into this game, I mean, both teams, I would say, I don't know if you agree, but the season was on the line for both of these teams.
I would definitely say so. I mean, for the Giants' sake, at least, you never know what is going on in the NFC East.
Right,
Like,
that division's a mess.
what is going on? Like, everyone's below 500 right now. Like, the Cowboys, I don't even know what's going on with that division. So
Right.
you never know. I mean, we lost to the Redskins in a huge game, which is ridiculous. And then now we lost to the Jets in another huge game. And, I mean, luckily the Redskins were able to lose last night, so we have another chance. But
Right. No, I mean, yeah, that loss last night to Dallas, speaking for Washington, I mean, that's huge because now Washington, Philadelphia also picking up a huge win on the road in New England.
Yeah, against New England. Man.
Washington, Philadelphia, Giants, all tied at 5-7, 2 games below 500. I mean, that division. And then Dallas has a game out at 4-8.
I know what is
It's
going
crazy.
on. How about, before we get back to that, how about Brady catching that pass?
Oh yeah, that was
That was
I mean,
funny.
I was kind of hoping he would slip and fall and hurt something. He's got a jet
You
game
see
coming
him
up.
run? He looks like just
Yeah,
like
I mean,
he looks like I'm trying to run in football. It's like what's going on?
oh man, I was happy when I was jumping up and down when he threw that pick six 100-yard return.
It's so funny. And when Brady throws an interception, it's just a good day.
Yeah. Oh
Like,
yeah.
It's just a
'cause
beautiful day.
It doesn't happen very often. Then when it happens, you're like.
And I love when they just zoom in on his face reacting to it. It's
Yeah,
like,
it's like
and not even as a Jets
not
fan,
my
I
fault.
enjoy it.
Yeah. But no, back to the Jets-Giants game. I mean, listen, you said it. The Giants blew another one. I think that's that's the fourth time this season they blew.
I think fifth actually.
Fifth time this season that they've blown a double-digit lead in the fourth quarter. I mean, listen, the Giants' defense is bad. I think it's ranked 31st out of 32 in the league, so they're way at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the Jets, they didn't get much going the whole game. The Giants scored 20 points in the
Yeah.
first half, and they didn't score again.
Do you know what pisses me off? One that really annoys me,
Mhm.
amongst many that we're gonna get into, but why? Like these games that we have amazing things by like that return by Harris, and then
Right.
Odell with that catch and the
70-yard touchdown, yep.
70-yard touchdown, just tremendous, and they still lose. They
Yeah.
still lose the same way they've been this whole season. Just like Odell's famous for that one-handed catch. We lost to the Cowboys that game, and it was like a bad loss.
And the diving one-handed catch he made last
Exactly.
week in
And we lost.
Washington,
And
and
we
they
lost.
lost. So,
Like, we can make these amazing things, and everyone's talking about how great that, the team itself isn't winning, though.
Right.
Like,
No,
what's
yeah,
the
you're
point
absolutely
now?
right.
It's so annoying.
I mean, I think a big thing,
if anything's
too-
more infuriating.
Yeah, no, I mean, aside from not having Victor Cruz, which
Mhm.
all the Giants fans, you included, I mean, going into the season, you're like,
Yeah.
all right, we're finally going to have Odell and Victor on the field at the same time. That didn't happen.
Yeah, unfortunately not.
Not only that, the Giants can't run the ball. Eli Manning's got no help. He's basically throwing to Odell, who's getting double covered every single play.
Yeah.
And then he's got Ruben Randall, who, in my opinion, I don't know. You watch him.
occasionally-
Yeah, you watch him more than I do. You're the Giants fan, but I don't think he's good at all.
Nah, he occasionally will do. He'll kind of.
Right.
He has shown some promise, but it's nothing as guaranteed as like what Odell does. For
And
the
then
team, but-
Dwayne Harris, who's a slot receiver. I mean, he's okay. I
Yeah.
think he's overachieved this year, whether it be on both on offense and in special teams. Because you mentioned his returns, he's had a couple big kick returns this season. But no, I mean, the Giants scored 20 points in the first half. They lead at halftime, 20-10. They go down a huge time wasting. I think it was like a 17-play drive.
Dude, it was like 10 minutes long.
10-minute
And they
long
didn't-
drive.
And then Coughlin,
Oh God,
good old Coughlin,
this is where the game turned.
that old Mama Luke, decides to go for it instead of going for a field goal, just getting free points.
Yeah.
with a kicker who's perfect, which isn't that way anymore,
Yeah.
unfortunately. But with a kicker who's got a perfect record this season, he would have gotten a free 3 points, and then he went for it through an interception.
Right.
And that was it. That sealed it. As soon as that interception was thrown, I'm like, we're losing.
Yeah.
This
no,
is it.
I mean, at that point, the Giants are still up 10. Eli throws the interception. You mentioned them not going for the field goal. I mean, going for the field goal there, you go up 13, you force the Jets to score 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, exactly.
Instead, the Jets go
Just
right
play
down the
some big.
field, kick a field goal, kick the ball back off to the Giants, I think with 4 minutes left or something like that.
Yeah.
The Giants take like a minute off the clock. They run the ball up the middle. They don't get anything. They run the ball again. They don't get anything.
And that's another thing with them running the ball. What is going on? It goes
I-
nowhere. They run right into the best defense, and then
Right.
they just get pummeled. And
I
it's
mean,
like nothing. It's a waste of a down.
I mean, one thing you can say in the Giants' defense is that their offensive line is just a disaster. I mean, there's guys getting hurt left and right. They're dropping like flies. But then on that third down play, after the 2 runs, Eli drops back. He's about to get sacked. He just throws the ball into the ground, and that stops the clock. The Jets have 2 timeouts, a 2-minute warning, and I think there's like 2 minutes and 40 seconds left. So, yeah, they had the 2-minute warning, 2 timeouts. The Giants punt the ball off to the Jets, and the Jets go right down the field again. Fitzpatrick finishes it off with a touchdown to Brandon Marshall, who had a heck of a game. I think he caught 11 balls for 130 yards and a touchdown. The first Jets receiver to go over 1,000 yards in almost 7 years,
Tremendous.
or 8 years, I think it is.
Eli even made a record. I forgot exactly what it was. He passed somebody.
And I think it was in yards in career passing or something.
Yeah, but I know Eli had a record. But once again, that's a whole other story about the Giants getting
Yeah.
records and doing great things and
Doesn't
they still
matter.
lose. But-
Underachieving. But
Yeah, but
no, and
continue.
Marshall, staying with Marshall, he's had a heck of a renaissance year, heck of a year. We got him for a 5th-round pick. The Jets did. And, I mean, this guy comes in here. He's now at 1,000 yards. He's the first receiver in NFL history to go for 1,000 yards with 4 different teams, Bears, Broncos, Dolphins, and now the Jets. And, you know, he's got a big salary cap hit next year. I mean, the Jets are going to take a big hit if they keep him. But they got to do whatever it takes to keep him in because he's special. I mean, last
he's
year,
looking great.
Yeah, no, I mean, last year without him, Decker was the number 1, and he's not a true number 1. This year, Marshall's the number 1. Decker's in a more natural role as a number 2 receiver. Combined, they've got 18 touchdowns, which is like unbelievable. I mean, the fact that Jets wide receivers are draftable in fantasy football is like crazy because that hasn't happened in 10 years. But I mean, the game goes into overtime. Jets go down the field again after winning the coin toss, kick the field goal, and then the Giants come back and they just can't. They can't put
They
anything
couldn't do
together.
it, and they just couldn't do it.
And
because
that stupid
that's just
penalty.
the Giants.
That stupid penalty by Odell Beckham kicking the ball with forcing a delay of game. I don't know what he's thinking there.
I just don't understand how this is a team where they can have such a considerable lead and you still don't feel safe
Right.
as a fan. You're just watching and it's like, oh yeah, but this could easily turn around because it's the Giants.
I think you said it right there. You don't feel safe with the lead. I think that might have been Coughlin's thinking when he decided to go for it on that fourth down. I mean, they're up 10.
Yeah, but
If you
know.
throw
Should've
it,
just
Tom,
done
if you get a touchdown there, you're up 17, 3 scores, the game's over.
Yeah,
it's the
no.
fourth quarter. So I mean,
Of course,
he's thinking my defense sucks. I got to go for it. That's the only
I-
logical way to put for
see,
me.
yeah,
to
that's
put it
not
together.
bad, but it's just
You
he
take the
always
point.
does these things. He
Yeah.
always does things like that, and he's a great coach. He got us 2 Super Bowls. I'm not gonna ever discredit him for that because that's awesome. But he always makes these moves. He tries to go for these certain things, these little trick plays, and they never work. And they almost never work. And like stuff like this happens, like these blown games, and he goes for it, and they get intercepted. It's just like
Can we agree that Tom Coughlin's gonna get fired at the end of the year? Is that something we can agree?
it's something that might happen. It's
It
like
has to.
it's literally
They've been in
every
the playoffs
single
since they
game
won
that
the
they've
Super
lost.
Bowl.
Every single game that they've lost this season and the last season, the season before, people are just like, all right, this is it. This is it for Tommy. This is it.
It has
And you
to
know
be.
what?
It has to be.
Honestly, give him. If anything, I'm gonna give him one more game, and then like that'll be the
Well, no,
kinda
I
straw.
think they'll
But I really
fire him at
think
the end of the year.
I think I really think this is gonna be unless they do some miraculous turnaround, which
I
I,
mean-
don't know because the NFC East is just a shit.
Look at the
Pardon my
schedule,
French.
though.
Horror show.
I mean, Tom, they got Dolphins on Monday night next week. I mean, they can win that game, but
They got the Panthers.
and
That's a
Vikings,
loss. That's a loss.
The Vikings are in the lead of that leading that division. as we
Eagles, you
speak.
never know what's gonna
Eagles
go on
because
they
week
should beat the
17.
Patriots.
That game could either be for the division or the Eagles could be playing to go to the playoffs. Who knows? But I mean, these games are definitely not gimmies. None of them are. I mean,
So you
maybe
don't
the
know.
Dolphins,
You don't
maybe the
know.
Dolphins, but No, I think Coughlin's out. I mean, 5 years not making the playoffs, unacceptable. The
No,
only 2
no.
years he made the playoffs, they won the Super Bowl. And let's face it, that's not going to happen every time.
No,
So
it's
I mean,
not going to be. We can't just bet as a. I can't. I don't even want to bet as a Giants fan that they're just going to like snowball through the playoffs and just end up in the Super Bowl again with this like glorious win.
Right.
Because that's just like almost even then back then it was improbable when they first met the Patriots. So I'm not looking for that again. And right now there's no chance that's happening. I'm not. I'm just being realistic, and I hope everyone else is. Not like the Cowboys at Romo.
no, I understand. And quickly before we wrap things up, I mean, the Jets now sit at 7-5, and I mean
Jets are looking good.
after a couple brutal losses. I mean, whether it was the Oakland loss, the loss in Houston a couple weeks ago where they went up against a third-string quarterback and just got blown out of the building. I mean, they come back, they bounce back with a 38-point performance against Miami at home. They blew them out.
Yep.
Now they got this big Giants win. I think they got a little confidence under their belt.
Oh yeah, they're gonna be making. Who are they playing next?
They're hosting Tennessee at home, so
Okay.
Mariota's going to come in the building.
I think they'll be. I think that's it.
I think
I
that's
think
it.
they can get the W for that one.
But then
for
listen, after that they've got Dallas at home.
Mhm.
Or no,
Dallas
Dallas in Dallas.
Oh, okay.
Then they got the Patriots, and then they got to go to Buffalo the last week of the year. And you know Rex, if the Jets are planning to get in the playoffs, you know Rex is going to do whatever it takes to stop the Jets from getting
Yep.
into the playoffs.
Oh god.
So I mean, the
that
Jets.
I can't wait for that game.
I think the Jets have to win this Tennessee game because those last 3 games, Dallas, New England, and Buffalo, those games could go either way. I
Yeah.
mean, especially the Patriots game, they're pretty injured. The Jets always play them tough, and I think the Jets are due for a win against New England. But
it's gonna be very interesting.
I
all
mean,
all
yeah.
I can say, just a final thought on the NFC East.
Mhm.
Whoever wins that, be thinking realistically, whoever wins the NFC East is gonna get demolished in the playoffs.
Oh, absolutely.
What is like? There's no way that
Absolutely.
any team from there is gonna make it. If they do, I swear I don't even know what's going on
Yeah.
in football.
I think that's the
for now,
beauty
I'm-
of football. That anyone can beat anyone.
Yeah, and look, I mean, not even to bring up the Giants again, but look at the Giants in 2008. Like no one expected
No,
them.
right?
Like,
Yeah.
And then look what they did. They ended a perfect season.
Yep.
They stopped the perfect season rather. So
Absolutely.
it's crazy. But you know what? I love my Giants, but right now they're kind of hurting me. They're hurting the fan base, but they'll do their thing. You know, it's the Giants are the Giants. They'll figure something out, hopefully. But right now, my main focus is on the Rangers. But that's a discussion for another time.
All right, and my last word is that I'm pretty satisfied in terms of what Todd Bowles has brought to the Jets organization. After all the stuff that Rex and all that dysfunction that went on, everything Jets fans had to endure, I think Todd Bowles is a good leader. Mike McCagnon, the GM's put a great group of guys together, and I'm excited to see what these guys can do. Ryan Fitzpatrick really has impressed me, and hopefully they can make a run to the playoffs. So
See what happens.
as our semester comes to an end, we will end it with this show. It's only fit that the Jets play the Giants right before the last show.
Yeah.
Glad the Jets won. We'll see what happens. Maybe one of these teams will make the playoffs. Maybe both of them will make the playoffs. You never know.
Yeah.
Have a good one,
All
everyone.
right. Catch us on the flip side.